Next on Panther Pregame, can Lightning strike twice?
Yeah, we're playing a good team, but we got ourselves here for a reason. So just having confidence and trust.
The Panthers go in search of another upset as the HPU women face Vanderbilt. Plus,
breaking down Darius Acuff Jr. and the loaded Arkansas squad.
We won the fastest team and the most athletic team in the country, so just making people play with us and spread the floor with us.
And
we speak to Big South Commissioner Sharika Montgomery on where she sees the conference in the next 5 years.
Of course, when I think about the Big South Conference, and while I am wrapping up year 3, I'm no stranger to the Big South Conference. But when it comes to the sport of basketball, our CEOs, our directors of athletics, from top to bottom, the leadership has been very intentional.
Those stories and more, Panther Pregame starts right now.
Joining you live from outside the Moda Center here in Portland, Oregon. This is March Madness. Alongside Gabriella Radburn, I'm Jake VC, and Gab, we are in for an exciting day of games here in Portland.
That's right, Jake. Behind us, you may see a ton of fans loading into the arena to watch Texas take on Gonzaga, but it seems like everyone's attention is just on the High Point University Panthers.
Yep, High Point was referred to today as America's team. Everybody has their eyes on the Panthers. They'll get set to take on Arkansas at 6:45 Pacific time. That's 9:45 Eastern time. But Gab, we got to start here with the remarks made yesterday by Coach John Calipari of Arkansas.
That's right, Jake. Coach Cal, he has coached 14 NBA All-Stars, 2 NBA MVPs, but despite that, he has so much in common with our first-year head coach, Flynn Clayman. They both really emphasize the importance of an administration and a supportive institution when creating a successful team, and we were able to hear a little bit about that yesterday.
And we're playing a really good team, by the way. High Point is really good. Well, I've watched tape, and I'm like, wow. I got to say this about High Point. First of all, for them to have 31 wins and still playing, do you know how good they must be and well coached? Coach Clayman, the job he's doing. That coaches win games, administrations win championships. Their president, I got to meet this guy sometime. I mean, he goes and builds a 5-star restaurant that the students go to once a week. What? I'm going to go to school there. Basketball players and their students are confident because someone really cares. Look at all that's happening for their university. Everybody's talking about it. So my hat's off. Yes, coaching and doing what he's doing, but that AD and president committing so that we could compete for championships.
And some strong words from Coach Cal there yesterday. Administrations win championships, coaches win games. Those are some powerful words, Gab. And we know President Nito Cobain is going to go and meet up with Coach Cal at some point.
Definitely. I mean, I would love to see the two of them together, but when we're looking at who we're going to see on the court tonight with Arkansas, it can be hard to anticipate what we're going to see. Big South teams don't really match up with SEC teams a lot, so they might be kind of not on our radar who these players are, but a big player to look out for tonight is Darius Acuff Jr. He was the SEC Player of the Year, the SEC Freshman of the Year. He is such a dynamic ball player, and he really leads the Arkansas Razorbacks, but it'll be interesting in seeing how he's able to match up with someone like Rob Martin.
Yeah, Rob Martin and Darius Acuff, that's going to be a strong matchup tonight. We had the chance to dig a little deeper into Darius Acuff. Let's take a look.
Arkansas comes into this matchup riding a 6-game win streak, fresh off an SEC tournament title and a dominant 97-78 win over Hawaii in the first round. And it starts with Darius Acuff Jr. The SEC Player of the Year and Freshman of the Year finished with 24 points and 7 assists, his 5th straight game with at least 24 points, 5 assists, and multiple three-pointers. But this Razorbacks team isn't just a one-man show. Malik Thomas added 21 points and 8 rebounds in the opening round, continuing to be a key piece with his off-ball movement and scoring ability.
I would really say that's something that I've done since middle school, high school. I was kind of off the ball early. So yeah, it's just something I've adapted to since young.
Inside, Trevin Brazil and Malik Ewan provide a major presence, combining for 35 points, with Ewan recording a double-double. Arkansas dominated the paint, outscoring Hawaii 64-40, a sign of just how physical this team can be. And when they're in transition, Billy Richmond III helps set the tone for one of the most athletic teams in the country.
We're one of the fastest team and the most athletic team in the country, so just making people play with us and spread the floor with us.
Add in 26 assists and a team shooting over 40% from three during their win streak, and Arkansas presents a balanced, high-powered attack heading into the matchup.
Well, Jake, with High Point advancing into round 2 of the tournament, there's been so much conversation around mid-majors, particularly even those in the Big South Conference.
Yeah, and yesterday I had the chance to sit down with Sharika Montgomery, the commissioner of the Big South Conference. We talked about a variety of things, but the number one thing we talked about yesterday is where she sees the Big South Conference in 5 years, but more importantly, the exposure the Big South Conference has received through High Point University. Let's take a look.
High Point University is for sure making its name known, but it's also granting major exposure for the Big South Conference. I spoke with Commissioner Sharika Montgomery on what this is all about for HBU.
In history, when you think about the greats of the Big South Conference, Winthrop University, I think that says it all. But the level of just exposure that we've been able to receive from this opportunity, not only High Point from the Big South Conference, that is something that we're immensely excited about because we talk about this all the time. Basketball is truly the engine that really drives the success throughout all of our sports and throughout the conference, and so this has been a phenomenal opportunity.
Montgomery credited the university for the hard work and attention to detail to put this caliber of a team and organization together.
Of course, we talked about that to where High Point University, first and foremost, and giving all credit to Coach Flynn, obviously President Nito Cobain, Dan Hauser, athletic director, for just the level of intentionality and investment that they have made in the sport of basketball on both sides of the basketball.
With so many conferences undergoing realignments and talks about High Point possibly searching for a new home, I asked the commissioner where she sees the Big South Conference in the next 5 to 10 years.
When it comes to the sport of basketball, our CEOs, our directors of athletics, from top to bottom, the leadership has been very intentional. We're a basketball-centric conference, and we're bold about that. Every single one of our sports matters, but when I talked about earlier, basketball really and truly being the engine that pushes us forward from a success standpoint, that's something that we're very proud about and we're bold about. This is something where we're seeing the success, we're seeing the ROI, if you will, in terms of that intentionality, but this isn't something that's new for the Big South Conference. Me can key with that, and we look at that as being one of our premier sports, and so we're really excited about that, not only exposure that it gives, and when we talk about membership, I look at that as twofold. It's retention as well as recruitment. And so obviously it's being able to make sure we have a high level of strategic initiatives and planning that will allow us to retain our member institutions. But when you see this national stage, when you see what's possible, we think that's also going to set us for success when we talk about also being able to attract new member institutions. Awesome.
And Montgomery praised HBU students for the support that they have shown to the Panthers all year long.
We talk a lot about the sixth man. High Point University student sections, their fans, regardless of where they are, whether it's a home court advantage, they're in the conference, it's an away game, or even our tournament, and specifically here, all the way across the country in Portland, Oregon, High Point University's fan section, they are the sixth man.
Well, guys, like Sharika Montgomery said, the excitement surrounding High Point University is unparalleled, and our fans made it out here to Portland, too. How are we feeling here in Portland? The excitement surrounding High Point University, like I said, unparalleled. Our coverage does not stop here. Nick Allen and Canton Hurst are at Vanderbilt University covering the HPU women's basketball team. Our coverage continues with them. Nick and Canton, I'll send it over to you.
Thank you, Jake and Gabriella. In Portland, Oregon, joined alongside my partner, Camden Hurst. I'm Nick Allen, and we're here in Nashville, Tennessee, right in front of Memorial Gym in this massive March Madness inflatable, which people have been piling for pictures for the last 30 minutes, and we're here for the 2026 NCAA tournament first round between the number 15 seed High Point Panthers and the number 2 seed Vanderbilt Commodores. And look, Camden, this Vanderbilt team is led by 2 guards, Michaela Blakes and Aubrey Galvin, who lead this charge for this offensive team.
Yeah, the Panthers are really going to have to shut down Aubrey Galvin and Michaela Blakes if they want any shot at winning this game today. Michaela was just named SEC Player of the Year, and just come in.
And we got a special guest right now, the Vanderbilt Commodore, who, let me show it real quick. The high point tie. What do you think about that? Not a fan of it. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go. Oh, man. Oh, get out of here.
Michaela was just named SEC Player of the Year, and Aubrey was just named SEC Freshman of the Year. The chemistry between these two guards is just undeniable, and Aubrey told me yesterday that the mentorship from Michaela has just been invaluable to her. Let's take a look.
At Vanderbilt, one of the Southeastern Conference's top guard duos isn't built on experience, it's built on connection. Freshman Aubrey Galvin and sophomore Michaela Blake have quickly found their rhythm, with Blake stepping into a mentorship role from day one.
Just try to have her play with no pressure. I know being a freshman, having to play a lot of minutes is a lot of work and something you normally aren't ready for, but I just try to make it fun with her. I joke with her. I don't really care about her mistakes because she's such a good player, and just continue to remind her she's the best freshman in the country.
And what stands out most about Galvin isn't just her talent, it's her mindset. A freshman who's already learned that making the extra pass can be just as powerful as taking the shot.
We know every time she has the ball, she's looking to pass it. So just knowing playing with a great point guard like that, she's looking to get you the ball. You need to be paying attention to her at all times.
And as Galvin continues to grow into her own, this is a partnership that's quickly paying off, something their coach has taken notice of.
The outside looking in, probably like we lucked out, but those two have done exactly what we thought they were going to do. And the future is really bright because they're both very young.
Together, they've delivered exactly what this program envisioned, and maybe even more. This guard duo isn't just the present of Vanderbilt basketball, they're the future.
And Camden, on the other side for the Panthers, they're going to have a tough defensive task tonight with Galvin and Blake, who you mentioned, SEC Player of the Year, averaging 27 a game and 30 in conference play, right? But this Panthers team, which is led by Aaliyah Collins, who head coach Chelsea Banbury has said it before, is the best on-ball defender she has ever coached, is going to be leading the charge on the defensive effort tonight.
Yeah, Aaliyah told us yesterday that they're really just trying to focus on their defense, stop the key players on the Vandy side, and just trust in their work and preparation that has led them up to this point in the season. Our own Brian Hamway has more.
Aaliyah Collins is coming off a Big South Tournament MVP performance. She was asked on how that performance is going to carry into High Point's first March Madness game against Vanderbilt.
Honestly, my biggest emphasis, at least for myself, is I'm just focusing on the defensive side today. I think offense will come, obviously, especially with me. My defense creates a lot of my offense. But I think if we stop a lot of their key players just on the defensive side, that we'll have a pretty good chance of.
The team's leader in steals was also asked about High Point's defensive game plan against Vanderbilt's top two scorers, Michaela Blakes and Aubrey Galvin.
Just shutting them down, forcing them into their weaknesses. They're really good offensive players, but every offensive player has a weakness. So capitalizing on that. And then also just we need to play defense on a string because we can't really be on an island, but we have to be able to guard without help, but also having that help for us.
With the Panthers facing their toughest opponent coming up, I asked Aaliyah what was the message from her coaches ahead of Saturday's matchup.
Just trusting our game plan, trusting that all of the work that we put in leading up to this point, it helped us get to this stage. So, and then having trust within ourselves on the defensive end, but really it's really just the defensive side and also having confidence in ourselves. Like, yeah, we're playing a good team, but we got ourselves here for a reason. So, just having confidence and trust.
Aaliyah also mentioned that herself and her teammates are looking forward to the challenge up ahead as the Panthers look to make a Cinderella run of their own. From Panther Pregame, I'm Brian Hanway.
Yeah, and Nick, just like over there in Portland, our very own High Point University sent down 2 planes this morning full of just over 60 students to come watch our girls dance in Nashville.
Yeah, and over there in Portland, they sent another plane out for the men's game later tonight. Jake, what's the scene looking like over there in Portland, Oregon?
Yeah, Nick, you said it, another plane on its way here to Portland. That plane landed a little while ago. That means 200 more students are here in Portland. Gab, the energy here in Portland is just through the roof.
That's right, Jake. And as great as the energy here is in Portland, it seems like across the nation, everyone's cheering for the Panthers. We've had so much media coverage. We have Charles Barkley saying he wants to come play for us. I mean, it's just been such great excitement and great attention for our amazing program and university.
Yeah, well, fans are lined up getting ready to head inside for Gonzaga and Texas. That game tips off at 4:10 Pacific time. That's 7:10 Eastern time. We tip off at 6:45 Pacific time. That's 9:45 Eastern time. We've got you covered after the game as well. Nick and Camden, I'll send it back over to you at Vanderbilt University.
Well, guys, we'll be cheering for you right after the game, but we have buses passing by. Gates just opened up here a little at 5 o'clock, so fans are piling in. Tip-off is less than 45 minutes. But alongside my partner, Camden Hurst, I'm Nick Allen. This is Panther Pregame. We'll see you next time.